Hello friends, this video is about traumatic brain injury. So let's begin with our video. So as you can see, this is a patient who is having brain injury and how he is ventilated. His life is totally supported on the machines. So let's have a look at traumatic brain injury. As we know, traumatic brain injury is any alteration of brain function which can be due to any pathology or it can be due to any external force. Now, this external force can be any accident, any fall from height, or anything. And brain pathologies are various brain pathologies which could lead to traumatic brain injury, just like stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, ischemic stroke. So, let's have a look at them. This is the pathophysiology of traumatic brain injury. Just imagine that if a patient has a road traffic accident or you can say that he fall from a height, then that force will damage the skull, the outer skull, with a high force. Now when the brain inside will come in contact with the skull, then this would lead to the traumatic brain injury. It can also happen that some bone part, some chip of the bone get pierced into directly into the brain, which could lead to the injury. This is the method of, or you can say the mechanism of injury. Next, the second thing which is important is that primary injury and secondary injury are the two types of injury which could be caused by the mechanism of injury, by the fall or anything, any pathology also. Okay, so whenever a person falls from height, for an example, he falls from height, he stuck his skull over the floor and his brain got injured. Okay, the first mechanism would start with be a biochemical, cellular, and molecular events will start taking place inside the brain. The first event which will occur will be hypoxia. Obviously, hypoxia will occur, and then edema will take place, which would be secondary, and then his ICP, intracranial pressure, would be elevated. So, these contact injuries would lead to contusion or it could lead to lacerations, and also it can lead to the intracerebellar hematoma. So these are the common areas of the focal injuries, which are anterior temporal folds, frontal folds, lateral and inferior temporal cortices, and orbital cortices deep inside your brain. So this is the thing that acceleration and deceleration will cause tensile and compressive force within the brain, which will lead to tissue tearing or hemorrhages, which are very common in the primary injuries. This is the mechanism. Here you can see that it takes seconds or even it can take minutes or sometimes it can take days for a primary injury to become a secondary injury. For an example, a primary injury has taken place over here. Here, hemorrhage has developed. It can take days for becoming a secondary injury to show more of its effects, but in sometimes it could take seconds also. Okay, so now we would classify the various injuries by which our brain get injured. First is the blast injury. Blast injury is nothing, just an explosive. If a person is standing near an explosive device and it explodes, then the waves of that shock waves of that explosion are so high that they just get propagated inside our brain in the skull, which would lead to the damage to the brain tissues also. Okay, now the next thing which we are going to discuss is the pathophysiology of secondary injury. We have discussed primary injury till now. Now we are going to discuss the secondary injury. Okay, so here you can see a simple flow chart here. Cerebral blood flow, the impact to the cerebral blood flow, would the cerebral blood flow would be impaired, brain edema would develop, and also ICP levels would be increased. Now, the oxygen here, hypoxia will take place and ischemia will take place. Okay, then impaired autoregulation, impaired microcirculation, that means that oxygen level will decrease. Okay, which would lead to the low levels of oxygen regulation and low levels of its circulation within the brain, energy flow. Obviously, if the blood flow, the oxygen flow, everything is decreasing and it's being impaired, then the energy flow will also be impaired. Glucose will start glucose utilization will start taking place, and glucose availability will be created by the brain. And also mitochondrial failure, the mitochondria present inside the brain cells will fail to produce the energy. Okay, now the secondary injury is more severe. First, the person when the person gets injured, then that leads to the primary injury. And when the primary injury takes some time to get converted to the secondary injury. In the secondary injury, hypotension will develop in the person's body, blood pressure will fall, ischemia, edema, and elevated ICP will take place.